So it's no news that repeating is one of the bases for learning right. We say that it's the key to teachers efficiently conveying knowledge and to students efficiently internalizing it. In fact, most of schoolwork is organized around this very idea. After you've been shown or exposed to the concept to learn a first time, you'll be asked to do a bunch of exercises and applications until you feel more at ease with it. In other words, to learn something new and really make it your own, you need perseverance. You need to be ready to redo again and again, no matter how many times you fail. There's just one issue with that whole system. We don't like to fail. Or more precisely, we don't like to make a mistake and be pointed at by our friends or colleagues or educators. The famous phrase, learning from one's mistakes, is nice in theory, but in truth, it's often pretty painful and you'd rather avoid it altogether. So you'll stay as far away as possible from difficulties and stay in your comfort zone if possible. But what if you could have a safer and less public context to practice and perhaps fail in? What if you could redo to internalize without feeling this pressure from others? Yep, you probably saw this coming, but that's of course one of the areas where video games shine. As we've already mentioned in this series, video games are by their very nature sandboxes, and lots of them can be solo, self-teaching experiences where you're just in your home sweet home. They are safe, virtual environments where you don't really run any risk, other than failing the game objectives, but that's exactly the point here. Basically, in a video game, you are free to retry as many times as you want until you master the required skill, and you're not being blamed for not getting it right on your first try. Rather, video games rely on rewards and constant feedback loops to properly guide you the right way with positive incentive. A very basic example could be picking up coins in Super Mario Bros., which hints at the fact it would be a good idea to go towards the right edge of the screen, but other games have dedicated their entire gameplay to teaching you through trial and error. Enters Supermeatboy. If you're a player, you've most probably already heard of this crazy hardcore platform game that got out in 2010 and was designed by Edmund Macmillan and Tommy Refness. Based off an initial Flash version, the game has been a real commercial success, and it's marked the genre thanks to its amazing art, soundtrack, and, of course, super challenging gameplay. In Super Meat Boy, you control Meat Boy, a little red cube that sets off to rescue his girlfriend, Bandage Girl, from the infamous Dr. Fetus. The story, and even the game initials, are heavily inspired by the old Mario adventures. And it's engaging enough, but truth be told, it's the controls and the game mechanics that hook you in. Because the thing is, Super Meat Boy is hard. Like, really hard. It's basically designed for you to fail virtually every time you encounter a new part of the world. Even if you don't aim for the A+ grade and all the Dark World achievements, simply completing the levels requires you to be completely focused and to dedicate quite a lot of time to training. The difficulty is not really about finding the right path. The levels are usually pretty straightforward, all in all. It's not about the controls either, since the game has incredibly well-coded input management. The real trick is to avoid all the crumbling blocks and saw blades and other obstacles, and to stay sharp to not get reset to the beginning of the level. Just like in a classroom, where there is about only one way to solve this ugly equation, the solution is mostly just to try again and again until you've cracked it. Something that might seem surprising at first is that this high level of difficulty was acclaimed by critics as perfectly mastered by the game creators, and most players agreed. Now, why is everyone just loaded something so tough, and for a video game no less? Why is it we were all okay with battling with what should have been all about entertainment and fun? Because Super Meat Boy pushes you to the limit, but it doesn't cheat, and it doesn't stigmatize bad players. Instead, it has you improve continuously, and you gradually feel more and more like a platform pro. The game is about your own skills and your own mastery, and this is why persisting in Super Meat Boy grants you such joy. You did it by yourself, and you single-handedly overcame yet another obstacle. By the time you finish the game, you'll have progressed in terms of reflexes, and attention, and speed, and way more. Of course, all this is possible thanks to a smooth difficulty curve. You know, the difficulty curve is the way a video game becomes easier or harder as you advance through the story, and it's this key element that may prevent players from ever seeing the end screen of some older games. In Super Meat Boy, it's masterfully designed to challenge you, but still make it doable. You can see the goal to achieve, and you know for sure that persevering will get you there. Another really interesting feature of the game is that whenever you die and restart the level, your previous trials will remain visible as splashes on the floors and walls. This means that you can visually compare your current tests to the previous ones, and you can therefore directly learn from your mistakes, all safe and sound. Well, as the player, at least. So, what if Super Meat Boy, in all its cuckoo cubiness, was actually a great way of learning perseverance without any danger? And please tell me in the comments. Do you too have these moments where you're just enjoying splashing the screen with red to let off some steam? In the meantime, if you have other ideas of games that are something without us noticing, please go ahead and share them in the comments. As always, thanks a lot for watching, and take care.